Okay, so good afternoon or good evening, everyone. So this afternoon we'll be discussing my topic for operations and supply chain management. So before we proceed with our topic proper, so let's have first a prompt question. So imagine you're a project leader in developing a new product, and your goal is to ensure it's high quality and aligned with your company's long-term objectives. So what will you do? Anyone? Okay, so all our answers are correct. So what will you do to achieve your goals if you're the project leader of developing a new product? So one of those that you will be doing is you have to address potential risk in the design, development, and overall strategy with regards to your product development. So sabi dito, to simplify, you have to have a strategy map, FMEA, and DFMEA. So when we say FMEA, it means failure mode and effects analysis, and DFMEA, it means design, failure mode, and effects analysis. So we will be discussing that moving forward, but just a quick overview. So strategy map, it sets the direction of the manager or the company. The FMEA, it focuses on design risk, and FMEA, it focuses on risk throughout other stages like production and operations. So this afternoon we will be talking about the strategy map, the FMEA, and FMEA. So at the end of the lesson, MBA students are expected to understand the purpose and application of strategy map, FMEA, and the FMEA. Also, we are expected to develop the ability to identify potential failure modes and prioritize this risk based on their weight, like severity, occurrence, and detectability to prevent costly issues. Third, apply methodologies to improve processes. And then lastly, align risk management with strategic goals. So our subtopics would be first, the strategy map. Second is FMEA and the FMEA. So kinombine ko na lang siya since connected lang din sila with each other. Okay? So let's first discuss about the strategy map. Okay, so strategy map is a powerful visual tool that helps organizations translate their vision and strategy into specific actionable objectives across various areas of the business. So, anong nangyayari dito, visual tool siya. Kumbaga, yun for itself, kaya siya tinawag ng strategy map, mapa siya na paano ka makakapunta dun sa vision mo. Ano yung strategy mo sa specific areas nung sa business mo to reach the vision that you have for your company. So we have four key components of a strategy map. Okay, so we have financial, customer, internal process, and learning and growth. Okay, so in the financial, so it focuses on the ability of the company to generate profit, their ability to grow their revenue or cost efficiency. So objectives under this financial perspective includes improving maybe the cash flow or increasing the market share of the business. Next perspective is the customer perspective. So under this layer naman, so it emphasizes customer related objectives like aiming to improve customer satisfaction, customer retention, enhancing service quality, etc., etc. Okay? And then third is the internal process. So in the internal process, so in this perspective, it identifies the key internal processes that drive business successes. So it focuses on building efficiency, reducing waste, and optimizing operations. Okay, so this might include objectives with also regards to innovation. And then lastly, learning and growth. So this perspective focus naman sa learning and improvement, okay, ng mga employees or pwedeng improvement of the culture ng company o kaya ng organization o kaya mga technical capability. So objectives under this might include investing in employee training o kaya fostering innovation. Okay? So, how strategy map works? So, actually, si strategy map, visually link sila with this for perspective. So, isa silang cohesive framework. Paano sinabing cohesive? Kasi may isa lang na medyo delikado dan, medyo may effect talaga siya, malaking effect din sa strategy mo as a whole. So, bakit may effect kahit isa lang, ma'am? Kasi, sabi ko nga, cohesive sila, may cause and effect relationship. So, imagine, maayos yung employee training mo. Ibig sabihin, yung learning and growth objective, okay naman. So, kung okay yung learning objective, ibig sabihin, okay yung training sa employee, so most likely, maganda din yung internal process mo kasi may higher efficiency, di ba? And then kapag higher yung efficiency, mas satisfy si customer. And then kapag satisfied si customer, most likely maganda yung financial performance. Okay? So these objectives, as mentioned here, are somewhat often linked din sa KPI, yung tinatawag nating key performance indicators. Okay? So moving forward, we also have benefits, right? So bakit ba tayo mag-strategy map kung walang benefits? So the benefits of strategy map is this four. We have clear alignment kasi nai-ensure that all parts of the organization are aligned with the strategy. Next is improve communication. So since visual representation nga siya, mas madali siyang maintindihan ng organization. Third, focus on strategy execution. So focus on strategy execution, it means since ano na tayo, map na yung specific objectives and the relationship. So si strategy map focuses attention in execution na nung pinaka na-identify or na-define na strategy. And then lastly, performance tracking. So pag may strategy map ka, that's the foundation uh, for your performance measurement. Okay? So mas madaling i-track yung progress kapag mayroong strategy map. Okay? So moving forward, let's proceed with the second subtopic, which is CFMEA and DFMEA. Again, ano nga ulit sila? FMEA, it means failure mode and effects analysis. And DFMEA is design, failure mode, and effect analysis. Okay? So both these methods are essential, okay? Para ma-ensure daw yung reliability, reducing defects, and preventing costly failure. Kasi alam naman natin, pag di mo inayos yung risk, di ba, kung di mo siya in-identify at mitigate or binawasan, most likely ay magkakaroon ka ng what do you call this, disturbance dun sa life cycle ng product or process mo. Okay? So that's why importante na maging maayos yung process natin through risk reduction and applying FMEA and DFMEA. Okay, so FMEA and DFMEA is systematic methodologies used to identify ano ba yung potential risk and failure modes in the systems, processes, or products. So, kailangan mo kasi ma-identify yun para malaman mo paano mo siya ma-mitigate or mabawasan or masosolusyonan. Now, so let's discuss ano ba yung difference nila. So, si FMEA, so it is used to identify and prioritize potential failure modes within a system or process and understand their consequences. So, ibig sabihin pala, pag sinabing FMEA, focus to sa system or process. Ma'am, ano naman po yung DFMEA? Yung difference niya. So, si DFMEA, form daw siya ng FMEA. That is applied during the design phase of a product. So, kung si FMEA, most likely system or process, kahit anong parts pa yan, pero si DFMEA, focus siya sa design phase. Okay? Okay, so this too is a proactive method aimed at evaluating risk and ensuring the reliability of a product, process, or system, ultimately preventing failures before they occur. Kasi mas madaling mag-prevent kaysa mag-cure, di ba? Sabi nga nila. So with regards to FMEA and the FMEA, so let's proceed with the key steps. Okay, so what are the key steps? So dun muna tayo sa FMEA key steps. So if may key steps, we have only four. Okay? So first is, syempre, you need to identify ano ba yung failure modes. Kailangan mong identify all possible ways na yung process or system mo pwedeng mag-fail. Kailangan mong malaman yon. Okay? You have to brainstorm with cross-functional teams para maintindihan mo yung different aspects ng proseso mo or ng produkto mo. So after identifying those failure modes, anong next gagawin? You have to assess ano ba yung possible effects ng failures na yon. Okay, so once failure modes are identified, the next step is evaluate the effects. Okay? For instance, in a manufacturing process, a failure in the machine, di ba? Anong mangyayari doon? It might halt or it might stop or block the production or lead to defective products. Okay? Okay, so after assessing the effects of the failures, anong next gagawin? You will assign severity, occurrence, and detectability ratings. So sabi dito, to prioritize failure modes, kasi possibility madaming failure modes, di ba? So to prioritize failure modes, FMEA uses a risk priority number. In short term, is si priority, RPN. Okay? Risk priority number. So based on these three factors, si severity, occurrence, and detectable ratings or detectability ratings. So, anong nangyari doon pag sinabing severity, gaano ba kaseryoso yung failure? Kapag sinabing occurrence, gaano ba kadalas mangyari? Detectability, how likely mo ba makikita or how likely is the failure be detected? Okay? So, ano ba yung risk priority number? You just have to multiply those three. Severity, occurrence, and detectability. The higher it is, ibig sabihin, the higher the priority nila. Okay? Dapat mas tingnan mo yan agad-agad. Okay? So, kapag nag-assign ka na ng RPN for those risk, so next mo nang gagawin, number 4, prioritize and take action. So, whatever it is na highest RPN or risk priority number, di ba? So, kung sino yung pinaka-priority mo, dapat yun yung una mong i-prioritize and take action. Okay? Okay, kasi you have to know gaano ba kaseryoso. Siyempre, kung ano yung mas malaki yung impact, yun muna yung ayusin natin. Okay? So actually, this is quite similar sa DFMEA key steps natin. So actually, ganun din siya. Pero ito, focus lang siya sa design. Okay? So kung kanina, sabi doon, identify failures. Ito, you have to identify design failure. Okay? So, during the FMEA, the team evaluates the product design. Okay? And identifies potential failure modes that could arise due to design flaws. Okay? Pwede nyo ma-include na issue dan, weak yung structural or structure ng product, kaya insufficient yung material property, yung specification, hindi siya klaro. So, medyo delikado yan kapag ganun. So after identifying ano ba yung design failure, ganun ulit. Second, evaluate ano yung effect ng design failure na yun. Okay? Same with sa FMEA natin. And then number 3, ganun pa rin, risk assessment. So parang same din kanina, you have to know the RPN, severity, occurrence, tsaka detectability. Okay? Para malaman kung ano ipaprioritize. After nun, after mo magkaroon ng risk assessment, next na is design improvement. Ang goal kasi ni DFMEA is magkaroon ka ng corrective action dun sa design phase pa lang. So, bakit kailangan sa design phase matama na? Kasi kapag natama mo na yung design, maliit yung possibility na magkaroon ka ng cost for having defective products, 'di ba? So, kaya you have to redesign design phase pa lang para kapag nag-mass production, hindi ganun ka-costly kapag nagkaroon ng failure. Okay? So, moving forward, after the FMEA, so meron daw benefits si DFMEA at saka si FMEA. So, we have 4. First is proactive risk management. Okay? So, both methodologies allow organization to identify and mitigate risk early, reducing the likelihood of costly failures down the road. Okay? So, proactive risk assessment siya, management siya. Kumbaga, early pa lang makita mo na yung mali, kaya less yung ano mo, cost if ever magkaroon ng failure. Pangalawa, improve product quality. Since 'di ba nga, ano pa lang, early pa lang inaayos mo na, nagko-correct ka na, ibig sabihin, it will improve the quality of your product. Cost savings, since you are addressing the failure modes early pa lang, 'di ba? So ibig sabihin, yung cost ng redesign, recall, production halt is may iwasan mo na yun kasi nga nagkaroon ka na ng maagang notice kung ano ba yung kailangan i-correct. Okay? Again, prevention is less costly than cure. Okay? Or corrective action. Okay? So, for better decision making, Both tools provide a structured approach to evaluating risk, di ba? Si DFMEA at FMEA. So it helps the team make informed decision about where to allocate their resources and anong risk ba yung dapat unahin. So better decision making kasi kita mo na, okay, ito yung mas mabigat, so dapat ito yung una nating i-correct. So ganun. So better decision making siya. Okay? So to analyze further, so we have here a case study of Boeing 787 Dreamliner. So it's about design, manufacturing, and strategic alignment. So ang problem nila dito, they have so ano ba muna si 787 Dreamliner? So ito daw ay one of the most ambitious and technologically advanced commercial aircraft projects ni Boeing. So ang problema nila, difficulties in meeting yung quality standards during manufacturing of that said aircraft. And then the second na problema nila is concerns about the supply chain management and the integration of components from multiple suppliers across the globe. Kasi nga medyo, sabi 'di ba, technologically advanced at ambitious. Ibig sabihin medyo mahirap kunin yung mga components na need. So yun yung problema nila. So what they did as a solution is they yeah, so they have wait, sorry, correct na lang. So the FMEA, so they have number one, the FMEA or design failure mode and effect analysis. They did that. And also they did FMEA and then strategy map. So the FMEA, using the FMEA, nakita daw nila na at sa Boeing, nakita nila na yung key risks such as yung potential battery overheating, or failure na pwede magkaroon ng fire hazard o kaya structural weakness, nakita din nila yon due to the new materials that require specific handling during manufacturing pa lang. So using the DFMEA process, nakita nila yung mga ganong scenario na okay, yung new material parang kailangan ng ganto ganyan. And then second, the FMEA. So FMEA team using the sa FMEA, FMEA team discovered manufacturing risks such as inconsistent quality daw ng components from global suppliers. Nagkaroon daw ng delays then sa delivery of parts and issues with assembly lines not meeting the strict standards required for composite material. So during using the FMEA, nakita nila sa process, medyo may mga mali-mali, no? Yung quality hindi consistent, nagkakaroon ng delays, etc., etc. And then using strategy map, so they also identified the key strategic objectives such as delivering the 787 on time, achieving cost reduction through efficient dapat na manufacturing, increasing customer satisfaction and reliability of the aircraft, and fostering innovation in materials technology. So these are the solutions. They applied the design, FMEA and strategy map to know ano ba yung mga risk, no, na kailangan i-address at pagfokusan. So based on those findings, ano yung mga pwede nating recommendations? So we have these recommendations based on those finding. So una, continuous risk management integration. Ibig sabihin hindi daw pwedeng itigil yung DFMEA at saka FMEA. So as recommendation, dapat continuous nilang i-gawin yung risk management integration. Okay? Para makita yung need i-update, i-review, tsaka i-correct. And then number two, improve supply chain and supplier management. So given the complexity, di ba, ng global supply chain para dun sa aircraft na to, so Boeing must strengthen supplier relationship and quality control processes. Kasi di ba sabi kanina, inconsistent daw yung quality ng mga components. So kaya kailangan magkaroon ng proper quality control for the process. Okay? And then the company should also consider centralized control over manufacturing batteries and composite materials. Kasi 'di ba yun yung mga naging problema, yung composite materials, yung batteries. So para mabawasan yung delays and quality issue, pwedeng gawin nila, yun nga, they can consider centralizing yung control over those items. Pwedeng sila na lang yung mag-produce nun o kaya mag-outsource sila with the closer supplier, right? And then third is align strategy with customer expectation. So, with regards to using the strategy map, so sabi dito, it should be regularly updated to reflect changing, again, nagbabago-bago ang mga expectation ng customer. So, to reflect changing market condition and customer needs such as, for example, for this Boeing, increasing demand in fuel efficient o kaya mga eco-friendly na aircraft. So, may mga ganong demands minsan, no? So Boeing should continue focusing on cost reduction also and operational efficiency. Okay. And then lastly, last recommendation, they must enhance organizational learning. So the company should continue fostering a culture of continuous improvement and innovation, okay, by investing trainings for their employees and also developments for them. Okay, so utilizing lessons learned from 787's program challenges will help Boeing maintain their reputation as an industry leader and minimize the risk of future failures. Okay, so sabi dito, also, Boeing use lean manufacturing and Six Sigma techniques as mentioned before, early with our discourse. So sabi dito, could further enhance the overall quality and reliability of its products. Okay, so to summarize, so the FMEA and FMEA are essential. Okay, kailangan sila. Risk management tools that help organizations identify and address yung mga potential failures para ma-ensure na merong high-quality products and optimized processes. So while si the FMEA focuses on design phase risk, si FMEA covers various stages of a product's life cycle. Okay? So, the FMEA, focus sa design, si FMEA, product life cycle. Mostly, parang other than the design, all the stages, ni-address ni FMEA. So, similarly, a strategy map aligns on organization's objectives with its broader vision, ensuring lahat ng activities contribute to the shared goals of the business or the entity and transforming strategic planning into actionable, successful results. Okay? So that ends my report. Thank you for listening. So these are my references. Okay? So yun lang po. Thank you.